Hello, good day. Today we've got Battle of the Swedes, the face-off challenge. We've got this rather lovely little Klas. It's like a, well, I'd call this a rattler grind. I've had, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 of these over the years, and sometimes they're really dainty, but this one's, I don't know, it's a bit stiffer. It's like it's got a bit more meat to it, if you know what I mean. It's got lovely little detailing on the thumb notch. I don't know what that little fleck is called there, but beautiful. And I think these kind of like support bits on the pivot, I believe they're probably silver. It certainly looks like a bit like sterling steel to me. And it's actually been scratched on the scale here. I don't think well, you nearly saw it there, didn't you? I think so. And it says, well, what I imagine is initials, and it says 1897. Lovely. Little thumb notch. So that's the first one I'm going to try. I really like shaving with them, but sometimes the shank on the handle is just a little bit too thin for my fingers. And the next razor we've got today is a lovely little CV. Well, it's actually not that little, but it's one of the MKs. It's got no number, no stamp on the other side. And I don't know, what is that? I guess it's near wedge in a way. Quarter hollow. Don't know, it is a bit hollowed, but it's very stiff. And I think it's got a tremendous edge on it, but we will see. We will see. Come in a nice little leather case. So it's been, I imagine, what you could call looked after. Swedish steel, some of the best Swedish razor steel in the world, without a doubt. I don't think nearly anybody could argue that. I think that's one of the universal things in the shaving community, which so it should be. Still using the old sandalwood soap. Had a shower. Let's get lathered up. It's getting a bit darker here now. A bit earlier. Winter's coming. It's official. I quite like the winter though. I like our seasons. I would not like to live somewhere that was hot all the time. Winter is for downtime a little bit. Kind of. Mentally at least, maybe. Right. What one should we go for first? I believe this MK one was probably kind of designated for the Kindle market, meaning the store in Paris maybe. The way it's stamped with the 3 crowns and that on the scales. I'm sure I've had one of these before, like this style of blade. I'm sure I have. I have to look through my photos. Anyway, let's give it a whirl. Can you hear that? She is very silently taking off my whiskers. I know I often describe these Swedish razors as little lasers. Well, this one ain't too little. I forget the millage on it. But she is definitely shave ready. That is very gentle. Pardon me. Not long had a packet of crisps. Very gentle for a stiff grind, that is. Very gentle. In fact, one of the most gentlest, I think. Just took a lovely, even tiny little bevel. Yeah, very impressed. I find littler strokes with the old sort of near wedges and stiff grinds are a bit better than some of the longer strokes that I can perform. Got a little spot there. With the, with the hollows basically. I just find I get a better result. It's pretty smooth for a one pass. As I often say, one pass is probably enough for everybody really. It's just we like doing a bit more, I guess. This is the old Klas. To say that has got an audible soundtrack is probably I think that is the loudest razor. I like it. It's fun. I know some people, they bloody hate it, which I find quite funny in a way. Wow. Wow. To say that's slightly different from the other ones, an understatement. That's a wildly different shade between two razors. Some people say about like this razor and that razor is better like size and grinds and stuff, but I think if you get a good edge on any razor and you're reasonably kind of skilled in the art of straight razor shaving, I don't think it really matters really. You'll get a good shave. I mean, I've gone from basically a really stiff grind there to like a hollow ground small rattler. Maybe that's why they used to call them rattlers, because the audio feedback, because they all make a louder noise. But I think that one takes the biscuit, so to speak. It's one of the loudest. Good old lava up. Right, let's go against the grain. It's literally nearly silent. So if you want a quiet razor, you find one of these. To be a bit more careful with the stiffer grinds with my old nooks and crannies on my face. Bit of a spot there as well. We've got a bit of cold floating around in our house. Can't tell you when I'm going to get it, but I likely will. That's where I have to be really careful with my wedges. The old nooks and crannies of a face. I think they only get worse as you get older. I think your chin keeps growing, that's for sure. They always say your nose and your ears keep growing until you die, and even after you're dead, from what I've read. It's a lovely thought, isn't it? But it's like pinging them off. I'd say it's probably not as smooth as the wedge type, which is odd to say because have to be a bit careful with the old toe on this near your ear. It's got a live edge right up to the very end basically. I did ever so slightly dull the very, that part there basically. But you have to be a bit careful when it sweeps around like that because you can catch an earlobe quite quick. Apologies if you just heard my tummy. Bit of a rumble. It's always an interesting shade of a rattler. Like, I love them to look at, I really do. They're some of the most prettiest things. Like, they really are. The handle's a little bit too dainty for me where you hold it on the shank. So I will be offloading this one. They're not the most easiest to strop sometimes because of that little curly end. But they're a lovely small smiling razor. I do love smiling razors, I must say. One of my best smilers is my little baby Geo IXL. And to say that's got good steel is an absolute understatement. It's like 2000 grit, wouldn't touch that. Not moving nothing. Right, well, that's both of them done. Let's have a little aftershave lather. Them little weepers have stopped bleeding already. It's a bit strange. Sometimes the bristles on the brush open them up again, look. Well, there's not much in it. I'd say the winner is the new edge CV just about. I don't know, there's a little patch there. Let's see if I can get that. I just, well, not so much missed it because I didn't miss nowhere, but. Right. It's definitely a bit tighter. Yeah, it's definitely took off a bit more hair. Yeah, I missed it slightly, or at least I weren't attentive in that area as much as I could, which you're always going to do. I could feel it a bit though. Alright, so we'll go. Yeah, it's way less. Yeah, I'd say the winner was definitely the CV, the new edge. No number, no mark. I think it's, like I said, it might have been destined for the old Kindle store in Paris. I think it was called Kindle anyway, I have to double check that. Well, that's it. It's another lovely shave. Both my girls are out the house, so it's nice to have a shave and quiet sometimes. Might even start subjecting you to a bit of my shaman drumming or something in the background. It's quite relaxing, that is. Let's start getting some complaints. Right, I'm going to wash up, strop and dry the tools, the razzers, and get on with my day. I wish you all well. Let's keep this wet shaving going somehow. Spread the word. It's no better shave. Stops you getting mugged off by the big firms. I'll see you later. Bye bye.